It's Thursday, March 5. This is the news on PBCJ. I am Simone Absalom. Prime Minister Andrew Holness met with the National Disaster Committee on Thursday as the government takes proactive measures to deal with the threat of the coronavirus, COVID-19. The multi-agency committee, chaired by the Prime Minister, brings together all stakeholders for national disaster response.
It is clear to the government that the novel or the new coronavirus, now referred to as COVID-19, is a threat. And it is likely to be an occurrence, an event, meaning it can transition from a threat to actually happening in Jamaica. Suffice to say that the cabinet, from the outset, from very early, responded by taking a strategic position. And that strategic position was to do everything within our powers to prevent the disease from coming to Jamaica.
We felt that in the initial stages of the virus spreading globally, we needed to, at best, delay the virus coming into the country. So it was a very deliberate strategy to restrict wherever we felt in terms of the risk assessment that the possibility of the virus touching down in Jamaica, with us being the main vector, of course, carrying it in. And we are an open society, and we are proud of that. Then we would take the necessary restrictions. So there's no doubt that while we accept, based on the pace of the spread of the virus, it's now in over 60 countries. The last 2 weeks, it has spread to almost 35 to 40 countries. And of course, since January, which is not too long ago, you're talking about 60 plus countries. So it's moving at a very rapid rate.
Among the outcomes of the meeting will be the establishment of a subcommittee to manage the day-to-day management of any eventuality that may occur regarding COVID-19. The Ministry of Health and Wellness is advising the public that there are currently no confirmed cases of the new coronavirus in Jamaica. In a statement released on Wednesday, Chief Medical Officer Dr. Jacqueline Bessessa McKenzie said, quote, "There are no cases of the coronavirus on the island at this time. Further, should the virus reach our shores, the ministry will immediately notify the public," end quote. The CMO's statement comes amidst rumors that the virus has been detected in Jamaica. The ministry, among other things, has also developed the local capacity to test for the virus, assess the readiness of public health facilities to meet the anticipated increase in demand on services, and trained health professionals. These efforts are supported by a communications campaign to keep Jamaicans updated on the virus and its impacts, and with oversight provided by the multi-sectoral National Disaster Risk Management Council, led by Prime Minister Andrew Holness. $50 billion will be made available through the International Monetary Fund's rapid disbursing emergency financing facilities for low-income and emerging market countries that could potentially seek support to deal with the threat of the coronavirus. $10 billion of the funds is available at zero interest for the poorest members through the IMF's Rapid Credit Facility. The announcement was made Wednesday by IMF Managing Director Kristalina Georgieva at a joint press conference with World Bank Group President David Malpass.
For low-income countries and for emerging middle-income countries, we do have rapidly disbursing emergency financing up to $50 billion that does not require a full-fledged IMF program.
What the World Bank is doing is working to provide a fast, flexible response based on developing country needs. We'll be bringing virus-related operations forward in March. The speed is needed to save lives.
We know the disease is spreading quickly, with over 1/3 of our membership affected directly. This is no longer a regional issue. It is a global problem calling for a global response.
A three-tiered education in emergencies response system to alert schools and other public education institutions on the protocols to follow in public health emergencies has been developed. At each level, precautionary and management measures are implemented based on the advice of the Health Ministry. According to the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information, the Education in Emergencies EIE alert system is aimed at protecting children in conflict and natural disasters and includes strategies to improve preparedness and ensure children's right to continued education in times of crisis. The ministry explained in a statement that at level 1 or green alert, a bulletin is sent to all schools outlining tips, precautionary measures to prevent the spread of communicable diseases such as COVID-19, especially schools in proximity to the COVID-19 quarantine facility. At level 2, amber alert, an updated bulletin is sent to all schools outlining the epidemic nature of the COVID-19 and for all precautionary measures to be taken without compromise. Parents are advised that students with flu-like symptoms should stay home until fully recovered, and arrangements are made for all schools to procure and make readily available to all students and staff hand sanitizers, hand washing soap, and more. At level 3, red alert, the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information will ensure teachers and caregivers are provided with support for children's continued learning regardless of where this takes place, in a classroom, at home, or outdoors. It includes online learning kits prepared by the curriculum unit for uploads on the MOEYI websites. Owing to complaints from customers over failed service, new legislation is being developed to guide the service standards for telecommunications providers. This from Minister of Science, Energy and Technology Favour Williams, as she responded to questions at a sitting of the Standing Finance Committee of the House of Representatives on Wednesday.
Right now we are working with the OUR to finalize on the quality of service rules. That is supposed to be finished this week. I know our CTD, the ICT division has been working at a non-stop pace on this so that we could get those rules promulgated. So there's been a lot of work completed on it, and we're expecting to have it back to the OUR this week.
Last November, Minister Williams told Parliament that in consultations with telecommunications providers Flow and Digicel, both indicated that they were making improvements and persons should begin to see better service. No definitive timeline for these improvements was given. The Finance Committee is reviewing the 2020-2021 budget allocations for ministries and agencies. Wednesday saw the launch of research conducted by Caribbean Policy Research Institute, CAPRI, Guns Out, the splintering of Jamaica's gangs. The event, which was held at the Terra Nova Hotel in Kingston, saw the research findings presented by security and justice researcher at CAPRI, Joanna Callan.
Jamaica does not have a crime problem. We have a violence problem. Most of our homicides stem from gang-related violence. Between 2008 and 2018, gang-related murders accounted for some 56% of all murders in Jamaica, with a high in 2013 of 78%.
Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson and Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions Jeremy Taylor were also at the launch.
In response to gang activity, we have a number of responses, and the anchor of it, really, the key element of it from our perspective is our anti-gang activities. And that is actually getting the gang as an organization rather than as individual members or who have done particular offenses and trying to chase those offenses. Because what we have seen in the past, that leads to splintering. and it doesn't really rob the organization of its effectiveness, just of their leadership.
I have heard the description of gangs as first generation, second generation, third generation, but my view, and I have not done the study, so I can't really criticize it, but I would like to know where the Uchen's Wilson gang fits in, because for me, as a prosecutor of 20 years, I am seeing an evolution of a criminal organization which is no longer tied to territory, which is running itself like a corporation, which has a skills bank. And when they need particular skills, they go for that person. And because they are not tied to territory, they're very mobile. They hit 7 parishes that we know of. As far as I know, they could have hit the whole island. So this is the next phase of law enforcement, investigation, and prosecution that we are moving to.
Minister of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries Order Shaw is recovering in St. Andrew Hospital after surgery. Up to News Time, the nature of Shaw's illness has not been reported, but he is said to be in high spirits. Motorists should see a decrease at the pumps in the price of gasoline and a decrease in the price of diesel effective Thursday, March 5. According to the latest ex-refinery costs from Petrojam, 87 and 90 octane gasoline will be sold for $127.77 and $130.61 per litre, respectively down by $3.02 each. Automotive diesel fuel will be sold for $126.31 per litre, following a decrease of $3.01, while ultra-low sulfur is down by $3.02 and will be sold for $131.13 per litre. Meanwhile, kerosene decreased in price by $3 and will be sold for $105.95 per litre. Propane liquid petroleum will be sold for $41.76 per litre, down by $1.55. And butane liquid petroleum will be sold for $48.71 per litre, after a decrease of $2.99. Do remember, marketing companies and retailers will add their respective markup to these prices. The US dollar on Wednesday, March 4 ended trading at $135.73, down by 58 cents. That's according to the Bank of Jamaica's daily exchange trading summary. The Canadian dollar is being traded at $101.79, down from $102.18, while the British pound sterling is being traded at $173.66, down from $175. Right now we're hanging out at Miss P's home style restaurant right by the Harborview roundabout leading onto the Palisados. So if you're on your way to the airport, or you're just chilling out for the evening, or if you've just landed, you're back home, or you're new to the island, this is the first spot you should check out for all your Jamaican original yummy food.
I've been selling at this roundabout for around 21 years. The sales up and down. Sometimes we get sales from people coming from foreign, people going, and late night people coming from work, police, soldier, teacher, you name it, lawyers, doctors, or even doctors from Kingston Public Hospital. They all come here and have them meal.
So what do you have on sale here for our viewers?
I have jerk chicken, fried chicken, stewed chicken, curried goat, haki and saltfish, stewed beef, red pea soup, chicken foot soup, and fish soup.
Yeah. What time do you come out? What time can they get you, and how long are you open until?
I come out like anytime after 6. And I'm open until various hours, but not now. Because of state of emergency, we have to close off by 9.
Okay. Has that really impacted your sales, or do your customers try to come in at that specific time?
No, it's really bad, because most of the customers come exactly at 9. exactly at 9. Well, some come earlier, but most of them come exactly 9 because they're coming from work, from school, so they can't come any earlier.
All right, we're going to take a short walk. We're going to show you what they have on sale this evening.
People going to foreign, people coming from foreign, I would invite them to come at Miss P's. At Harborview Roundabout, we have the best jerk chicken, best fried chicken, curry goat, stew beef, hacky and saltfish, brown stew fish, stew beef, festival, fried breadfruit, fried potato, and fried plantain. We have the best food on the roundabout. I'm not bragging. I can tell anyone that my food is the best at the roundabout.
In regional news, the Barbados-based Caribbean Institute for Meteorology and Hydrology says that while some parts of the Caribbean, such as the Leeward Islands, experienced above normal rainfall in January, there are concerns over short and long-term drought by the end of dry season in May over much of the region. In its latest Caribbean Drought Bulletin, the CIMH said that of particular concern is the southern portion of the eastern chain into Guyana, where both short and long-term drought are likely to evolve. The CIMH recommended that countries continue to monitor water reserves and enhancing water conservation measures. The institute noted that long-term drought is evolving in Antigua, Barbados, northwestern half of Belize, Cayman Islands, parts of coastal and interior Guyana, St. Kitts and the Windward Islands, Dominica, Grenada, St. Lucia and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It said that long-term drought might possibly develop or continue in Aruba, Bonaire and Curacao, northwestern Bahamas, southeastern Belize, Jamaica, St. Martin and Suriname. We go now to an update on the Guyana elections. Counting from Monday's polls continues, with declarations coming from the various regions. However, up until Wednesday, there was delay in Region 4, the largest region, where there were some differences in the count results. News source Guyana's Gordon Mosley reports on the challenges.
The Guyana Elections Commission met late this afternoon and made a decision to verify the statements of poll from Region 4 for entry into its tabulation system. A spreadsheet system was being used previously, but that process was stopped as some differences in numbers popped up. Party agents, along with candidates and observers, met with the Elections Commission officials, and that led to the decision by GCOM to use just the statements of poll. Chief Elections Officer Kit Lowenfield said that with the returning officer not in place due to him falling ill, the verification process was restarted this afternoon around 2 o'clock, and it was during that verification that some issues were discovered.
The clerk to the returning officer was advised to continue the process. The process of verification commenced in earnest at probably 2, I can't recall the exact timing. And during the process, some errors were discerned. We would have completed the first 8 statements, and there were some errors contained in 6 of the 8, for example, statements. The representatives of the party, along with the observers, spoke with me. We stopped the process. I inquired what is. I was advised, and I advised my staff, along with the agents and the observers that I'll engage the Commission, Madam Chair and Commissioners, as to the way forward. That was done.
Mr. Lowenfield also said the decision was made that they would go through the verification process, statement by statement.
And we agreed at the end of the day, of the evening, that we will do the verification using statements to statements. So I take out my statement, you bring your statement, we go through the numbers on the statements. If there continues to be errors, there is a procedure as prescribed for us to do that. If at the end of the day that doesn't work, the CEO will be involved with his statement to have a resolution to the issue.
APNU-AFC representative Minister Basil Williams said the APNU-AFC coalition did not object to the process being done by statements.
Nobody sent the spreadsheet for something that was inherited from their time. They used to verify with spreadsheets. Now they don't want spreadsheets, they want to use statement of polls. We have no objection, just let's get it over with.
But are you saying that the spreadsheet is authentic and it's commensurate with what's in the statement of polls?
It's GCOM's document. GCOM under the law could regulate its own procedure. So GCOM could decide who wants to use spreadsheet. But GCOM has agreed to use the statement of polls.
PPP General Secretary Barra Jagdeo said he is satisfied with the decision coming out of the Commission.
And they agreed to go back to the process they were using, where they go using all the statements of poll. And that they will put up a screen now to see that the information from the statement of poll is properly reflected or inputted. And then when they finish sub-districts like Georgetown, they will print it out, give all with a total, and give it to all the political parties for reconciliation, so they would know if there is any difference in the parties' numbers.
And members of the diplomatic community also spoke to the media, and they said now that the process is moving forward, GCOM should be allowed to do its work, and citizens should be patient.
The important thing now, Nazim, is we now have a way forward that all of the parties, all of the commissions agreed to, and that's what they're now going to do.
And this agreement has to do with recounting statements of polls?
It's to do with counting statements of polls, yeah.
Did you feel that there was something wrong with the spreadsheet in the first place? You have observers.
I didn't see this. I mean, I didn't see the spreadsheet. We didn't see the spreadsheet. The important thing now is we now have a way forward that everybody is happy with.
The situation's been resolved, and they're starting the retabulation right now.
All the timeline, everything hangs on the timeline. Has this been impressed on the Commission?
Well, I think everybody knows that everybody wants a decision as quickly and as soon as possible. But the important thing, as I said yesterday, was they need to have accurate and credible results. And so going to the SOPs and doing that is the way forward.
The results of Region 4 and 7 are the only outstanding results. The returning officers for the various regions have been declaring their results, and those results show the PPP ahead without the results from Region 7 and 4. Region 4 is the largest region with the most voters. Leader of the Liberty and Justice Party, Lennox Schumann, said the Elections Commission must be allowed to do its work, and citizens need to understand that.
It is now, but the process is not concluded yet. We're hopeful that what comes out of tonight, once again, is integrity. And I've said this multiple times. I'd rather have results that have the integrity, and I will sacrifice experience for integrity any day, because if we don't get that, what is going to happen is that we'll end up in courts for a long drawn-out process which would not satisfy the country, and I'm sure it would not satisfy the political parties.
The Guyana Elections Commission has indicated that its staff will work throughout the night to tabulate the information from all the statements of poll. The declarations from Regions 4 and 7 are likely to be made known by tomorrow.
In sports, we kick off with football. Jamaica's under-20 Reggae Girlz suffered a 2-1 defeat to host Dominican Republic on Wednesday at the CONCACAF Under-20 Championship quarterfinals, ending their hopes of reaching the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup, which will be held in Panama and Costa Rica this August. The match was played at the Estadio Panamericano, San Cristobal, Dominican Republic. And in the end, the girls suffered a surprise defeat, missing their chance to feature in the FIFA Under-20 World Cup. Over to athletics, as the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport will be monitoring developments regarding the 2020 Olympic Games in Tokyo, Japan, to see what decisions will be made in light of the coronavirus, COVID-19. Portfolio Minister Olivia Grange made the disclosure during Wednesday's meeting of the Standing Finance Committee of the House of Representatives, which is now examining the 2020-2021 estimates of expenditure.
We are concerned. But although we are concerned, we continue to support the athletes in their preparation for the Olympics. And this is why we are providing $20,000 per week to the athletes. We'll work out to be at about 200 athletes, $20,000 per week for 18 weeks. We continue to do that. We will continue to do that, but we will also monitor what is happening, the decision that will be taken eventually if the Olympics will take place in Japan or not. But we are preparing ourselves.
The Tokyo Games, slated for July 24 to August 9, are under threat due to the spread of COVID-19 globally. And that's the news on PBCJ. Do remember that we are the People's Station.